What's up, guys? Here we are back with another Defender of the Crown video. This one focusing on the Atari ST version of it. This rabbit hole I've been going down with the Defender of the Crown series has just been really interesting to me. I learned a lot about the Commodore Amiga and the Atari ST. I am amazed at this. So I think it's 1985, and here we have a GUI interface, not so different from what we will end up with, complete with windows, and then I think it's the maximize, minimize button and the close button. I did not know at all that this was going on when I was 3 years old. Little introduction before we get into the game itself. I have now played the Commodore Amiga version, Commodore 64 version, and the Nintendo Entertainment System version. So those experiences are going to color my experience with this version. And the big thing I took away from this version is it's different. They tried to fix a lot of the things that weren't working with the Commodore Amiga version, but in the process, I think they caused a lot of problems. As we look at it, I'm hesitating to call them bugs because I don't know what the developers intended, but there are a lot of behaviors in the game that are puzzling to me, having played the other versions, and I'm going to try to point them out as we get to them. So overall, I think what they were trying to do with this game was amazing, but I think they caused a lot of problems with the gameplay. So I'm going to go ahead and load this up. This version took the most time for me to play and practice and get good enough that I have a fair chance of actually winning the game. So there's no guarantees I'm going to win. I might lose right off the bat. We'll have to see. But I'll sort of explain what's going on as I play and what my overall strategies are. The strategies that usually work, at least. And whatever emulator I'm using doesn't exactly have like a fast load feature. Or maybe it does, but it still takes a little bit of time to load here. So while we're waiting for it to load, a lot of people come down on the Atari ST version for the sound. I think considering the limitations of the Atari ST sound chip, I actually think the music is quite good and the sound effects are quite good. And how they use them is actually better than the Commodore Amiga. The sounds are there to give us feedback as to if we're doing the right thing or not. Yeah, so you might, as you listen to this music, you might think, yeah, it's a little bit rougher than the other versions, but I actually find it kind of catchy, so it doesn't bother me. You can also see that the graphics are very good. It is basically the same resolution as the Commodore Amiga version, but with fewer colors. I feel like I'm going to mess it up, but I feel like they could have 16 colors in their palette. And looking at the picture, that seems about right. I could be off. All right. You can see that there aren't the errors or typos, so these are actually their stats. And I'm going to do my usual and play Wilfred because he has the best overall experience, especially for newer players. Okay, you can see that the map is exactly the same as always. The big difference right off the bat is you have only 7 people in your army and you start with money. So strangely, the first thing I'll do turn 1 is actually buy an army. So now I've got an army of 18. And in this version, unlike the Commodore Amiga version, ending your turn buying an army ends your turn. I got a little distracted. There's a lot of special events in this version, which I think overall is good. Yeah, interesting. Okay. This will lead me to a pretty good start, I think. Let's see. The key to winning in this version is to immediately get aggressive. I'm going to leave 2 soldiers at home. Now, the thing that really, really bothers me about this version is your Saxon allies will absolutely attack you aggressively from the beginning of the story. So this dark blue guy, I would not be surprised if he attacked my castle next turn. The one nice thing is that castles do a lot more in this, and so his army is probably not strong enough to take a castle with 2 people in it. Anyway, watch this. I'm going to take this neutral territory. Oh, that's strange. I was hoping it would show you. So typically when you take over a neutral territory, you lose guys to peasants, which is definitely something I've never seen in any other version so far. And then your vassals don't get dumped back into your home castle, but they're in the territory, so you have to remember to transfer them out. I'm going to leave 1 soldier as a placeholder. I got 21 people in my army, and then this is the other weird thing about this version. I'm going to go ahead and do Robin Hood. No picture of Robin Hood, which they just kind of left that one out. And then watch. And then Robin Hood gives you men based on how many troops your enemy has. But you might have noticed I had no catapult in my army. And yet, here we go. This is the first version chronologically that had the different types of ammo. I'm going to choose Boulder. And then what you do is you press the button, it automatically pulls back, and then press the button to launch. If I get a good groove, this will go well. If I kind of get, and most limited games in this game, if I get kind of flustered, then I start making mistakes. So second shot is actually about the same as the first. Third shot, I'm going to wait for the back of the catapult thing to hit to that kind of light tan line. So hopefully you can see what I'm talking about, that tan line right there. And then each shot after that, I'm going to go about 2 pixels above the previous one, like there. And then like, oops. Oh, that still worked. Okay. I thought I was going to miss that time. I think I'm going to that light gray thing on the right side. Alright. And then it actually takes every single day with boulders to get your full benefit. Alright, so that was perfect. Every single boulder hit. There's lots of options in this version, but the best one always seems to be stand and fight. So that's just what I do. Okay. Now that I've wiped out an AI enemy, I actually stand a chance in this game. Alright, and I'm starting to get quite a few. I'm a little bit nervous with the red guy inching towards me. And I got quite a bit of money, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take a turn to regroup. I don't bother defending my castles very much, so I'll probably put about 5 people in. Randomly, I have a catapult. I don't know the meaning of that. Apparently, I stole it from the enemy. You can still teleport home, like in the Amiga version. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy an army. And I'm going to get 1 knight, since they seem to help with the damage output, and then just load up on lots of normal soldiers, because they are both my hit points and they cause a lot of damage output. Yeah, lots of random events. Okay, so Buckingham gives me no income this turn. All right, now this part of the game gets a little tricky. I think I'm going to leave 10 people at home, but I'm going to go straight for Tan Guy's home castle. One thing you might not see this playthrough is you can only move about 3 spaces in this version with your army, so you can't just teleport across the whole countryside. Let me go here. Now there's going to be a battle. Only 2 enemy. I guarantee at least one of my guys dies. Apparently 2 died. It's really frustrating. Okay. Sir Geoffrey Longsword has been destroyed. At least I know where the red guy's army is. Okay, this is a bit of a gamble, but I really need to... If I take out this tan guy, then I'll own all of southern England. So I'm going to go for it. Move army. Going to call in Robin Hood for the 2nd time. And this is a gamble. I have no idea who he has here. Okay, now there's a hint though. If he's only given me 2 men, then they don't have very many defenders. The bigger the battle, the more men that Robin will send. So 3 soldiers. Okay, so the first 2 I always do around the same. Right there. Next one, I'm aiming for that tan line right there. And then just move 2 pixels up each time, so about there. Say right there. About the light gray line right there. And right there. Alright, I missed that last one, but still took him. Okay, I actually like that because then I don't have to worry about... You didn't see it this game, but I have had the Saxon allies constantly attack me before, and it's really frustrating. So what I'm going to do is teleport my army home. And then I'm going to build it up. And then my biggest goal is to figure out where the enemy field army is and go attack them wherever they are. So I'm actually looking forward to them attacking one of my lands. And then I can counterattack them. Once their field army is destroyed, I'm going to go straight to the enemy castle. So let's see. Get a couple knights. And then just fill up the rest with soldiers. The knights will do a lot of damage, and then they'll hide behind the soldiers so they don't take damage themselves. Oh, perfect. And you really can't mess around because I've seen at the end of the game the enemy have armies of up to like 100 soldiers. So you kind of just need to get aggressive. I'm going to leave about 12 guys at home. They leave 1 knight at home. But this is going to be probably the decisive battle because I'm going to hopefully wipe out his field army here. Meaning, I'm going to take Robin Hood's last bit of help and attack. Okay. That's not what I was expecting. Well, I can make a beeline straight to their castle, so let's go ahead and try that. See how I do. So I know that sound effect isn't that great, that movement one, but I don't mind it because it's at least giving me feedback as to what's going on. All right, well, I might have just won the game here, so let's see. Oh, no, I do not think I won. Well, now I know where their army is. Still thinking about it right now. I've never used disease or Greek fire in this version, and I don't think I'm going to start right now. Oops. Probably not a great idea to be missing right now. I can retreat if things go that poorly, so let's see how bad it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna retreat. I took quite a few of my enemies. Suddenly my home castle's attacked. See, this is where I'm saying there's something wrong with this game. He had no field army. All of his soldiers were at home. So I probably just lost somehow. Yeah, so I just lost, even though I was sure I was going to win. Well, let's give it another go. This is so weird. You can have special events before the first turn of the game. This game is so bewildering to me. And this is not a good starting point. It's probably one of the worst. Well, let's play through. Let's see how it goes. And notice nobody else took over territories their first turn either. I'm gonna leave 2 guys at home for now. Okay. On the plus side, losing allowed me to show you some of the weird stuff that'll happen. I can almost guarantee this light blue guy is going to either attack my castle or this territory. Also, how did the enemy get a catapult already? I don't know. Yeah. So armies can destroy each other and they can lose a territory. Okay. Actually kind of almost want to show you Now, let's see, my army's 13. I'm actually going to go ahead and try to take out the red guy while I can. So, transfer. Remember, the vassals don't go... Oh, right, there were no vassals because that was enemy territory. I have 11 guys. That's a gutsy move, but let's see. See if I can eliminate red guy already. Only 2 defenders, so stand a pretty good chance. If you hear lots of weird noises in the background, that's because I have a cat that goes loco in the morning. I can do pretty well at this if I don't get distracted. Like, there I got a little distracted. Yeah, I missed 2 shots because I got distracted. And so I lost probably twice as many soldiers as I should have. Yeah, so see, the light blue guy is just absolutely backstabbing me and taking all my land. The thing that drives me crazy, I have like attacked them back and I've lost leadership from that. And I'm like, so how's that fair? Somebody who's supposedly my ally comes along, takes land from me, I attack back, and I lose leadership. Makes no sense. So I'm actually going to go attack that light blue guy because he's bothering me. And we'll see, to keep an eye on my leadership to see how bad it goes. I'm going to keep maybe 4 guys at home. Really puzzled by this brown guy and why he's doing so poorly. Okay. Okay, here's something else that's new. Sometimes you're given the option to move your army home from wherever it was to defend your castle. Obviously, I didn't get that in the last game. I think you have to be close to home. Oops. Oh my goodness. See how I do. I'm getting slaughtered. So I've already lost this game. Hate to be a poor sport about it, but I'm going to go ahead and just restart the game with only 1 territory left. It's just going to be a slow slide into defeat. Well, I got across the point. Your allies will absolutely steal all your land from you. My leadership didn't go down, so I wonder if they've already attacked you first if your leadership is unaffected. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and restart because it's obvious I'm going to lose here. And you can see me failing that catapult minigame cost the whole game pretty well. I do wonder if there's more glitches after you restart a game once it's already going, like if the RAM's not clearing, because that's when I usually get like the weird special events before I've taken a turn. All right, so first turn by an army. The special events are really, really random. Gonna have a lot of different effects. This is the worst starting territory as far as I can tell, because the goal is to knock out an enemy player like third turn. And you see you lost 3 men fighting with local peasants. And I can almost guarantee that light blue guy is going to go after me again. Oh, I get to show you the joust. This is super hit or miss for me. Theoretically, it's quite fun. I'm supposed to line up my lance, wait for that sound, click the button. My lance wasn't lined up with a shield, so I fell. But yeah, it's hard, but I actually kind of like the idea of it. Okay, I'm gonna go for this gamble again. Alright, if I don't mess up the catapult game too badly. Alright, perfect. And I only lost one guy this time. I think last time when I didn't do as well, I lost like 4 guys. What is this? Okay. So the question always is, do you keep pushing on or do you go back and build an army? In this case, I'm going to keep pushing. I'll leave behind 1 guy. This is a placeholder. And take away one of the brown guy's places. It's not as bad when the light blue guy is actually working with me as opposed to against me. I don't like that the yellow guy's field army is all the way up near my home base, so I think it's time to build my army. Go ahead and buy a knight, and then just a ton of soldiers is fine with me. Okay, I am going to attack here, which is hopefully where the yellow guy's field army is. And then if that all goes well, I'm probably going to come around and take out brown chocolate guy over there. And if I have a buffer of protecting territories around my home castle, I don't need a whole bunch of people left at home. So let's see. Now this is a crazy thing. No enemy army. I still lost a soldier. Like what? How do you lose a soldier to nobody? Okay. So I'm going to go and try to get to brown guy's home castle. I wonder. Sometimes when you move through your allies' lands, it lets you. Sometimes it doesn't. I think sometimes they declare war on you or something. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to move through and see what happens. It's a gamble, again, because this game surprises me a lot. Dang it. Again, I lost a soldier to a ghost army. And then I lost a point of leadership because I betrayed my friend, even though they do it to me all the time. It's really, really frustrating. All right, and then they're going to be able to pull their army home, I'm sure. So yep. I think Robin Hood's help is based off of the original army, not the army they pulled home. Oh, missed that one. Okay. I like money. All right. This is the time to not be dumb. So, actually, hold on. Attack aborted. I'm going to leave. I'll leave a lot more people here than I normally leave to discourage enemies from attacking. I'm going to teleport home. I'm going to buy the biggest army you've ever seen. Right-clicking does 5 people at a time, which is a nice improvement. This works out perfectly for what I want to do here. Let's see, I'm going to leave 20 soldiers at home and then take my ridiculously big army. Some of these random events are so random, like one random person got... Okay, here we go, got the maiden. So I get to show you the sword fighting. It is better than the Amiga, in my opinion, but the controls are still very frustrating. I should have asked for Robin's help. Right-click blocks, which is a nice bonus. The health bars are a nice bonus. I want to separate out, and then this guy, I wait until he stabs. Okay, and then you see I tried to block there, it didn't register. If you're patient, it's not too hard. Especially this guy. Next guy's much harder. Yeah, when he does that weird move where he kind of pushes into you with a sword, you have to block. Or you'll take 2 or 3 hits in a row. That one. It's the most annoying move. The frustrating thing is sometimes the left mouse button just doesn't register when you're trying to block, so you're like, I'm trying to block. Didn't happen. Yeah, I just took 2 hits there. So on the plus side, you can retreat if things aren't going well. And I'll probably have to. The penalty for getting caught is 15 gold, which is pretty steep. And this guy is harder than the first guy, and he has more health. Yeah, like that. I don't know if you can hear me hitting the mouse buttons, but... just sometimes he doesn't block even when I hit the mouse button. Yeah, and I actually just tried to escape, but I couldn't. 75 pieces of gold I just lost. So, I don't know, the mechanics are better, but still frustrating. And didn't realize that, I don't know if it's like half your gold or what, or a minimum of 15. Oh yeah, just remember this blue guy's still here. I'm gonna take him out so he doesn't make a comeback. Yes, I saw there's only one guy defending, but I still don't trust that I'll win without taking down the wall. Perfect. And I'll still lose one guy. All right. I'm gonna play it safe and build my army up even more. Probably another 5 knights, and then just a big pile of normal soldiers. And probably some more knights. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay. Remember, I have a penalty to my leadership because of that nonsense with the light blue guy. Alright. And he left some soldiers to defend here. Alright, I have the ability to defend, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, you'll notice that he fled. If my understanding of English geography was better, I would know where to go next. But I'm guessing that's where they fled to. They can't flee if you attack them, so I'd like to finish off that army. And I have a cat getting in my way here. Honestly, I don't know why I cat, but I do. Alright, I'm actually going to see if I can cut off his advance down here. I have 200. Yeah. I don't want to do this. I will teleport home. I'm going to buy some castles for the first time. I'm not expecting that they'll actually hold the line at all, really. But they might slow the enemy down and hopefully not just be a bigger problem to me in the long run. Castles come equipped with 10 soldiers, which will repel small invasion armies. Let's see, that could be up to 100 soldiers there. That's probably more than is good. Alright. There we go. And he took it. I think it's odd that it doesn't go into field battle when he takes my territories. Alright, so I have 25 knights. I don't need to leave a lot at home because I have that buffer. And then, as I kind of implied, I actually created a problem for myself because now the enemy has that castle. And he's got a ton of guys in it. So probably the castle idea was dumb. Dang it. I need every little advantage I can get, so hopefully that's enough. Numbers matter. Well, this playthrough you got to see the sword fight, you got to see the joust, and hopefully you get to see me win here. Yeah, okay, he raided 45 pieces of gold. Whatever. Don't really want to mess around, so I hope I have one more Robin Hood. Yep. Two men. That's weird. I thought it would be based on the number of enemies. Because I've seen Robin Hood give me like 50 men before. So that's another thing that's puzzling. What determines how much Robin gives you? Yep, kind of figured I was going to miss that one. Okay, so only missed one. So same story, of course. The one kind of big difference is the ending splash scene for the victory ending. I actually think this is pretty well done. It probably looks better than if they had tried to do the scene with the castle and the countryside, because there's fewer colors in this version. And like I said, the sound's a little rough, but it actually doesn't bother me that much. I am going to stop it though so I can focus. So, final thoughts. I want to like this version. Each of the minigames plays better than the Amiga version, obviously. I think the Amiga version was just busted when it came to the minigames. The controls are still kind of wonky. I've done the joust where I've won 3 times in a row, and the next time I did the joust, randomly my lance just dipped down to the last second and killed the enemy horse, which of course is bad. The rating, I like that there's a life bar. I like that you can block. I still get frustrated at the fact that it's unresponsive, so I take my finger off of the right mouse, I hit the left mouse. Half the time my guy doesn't stab. I try to put my block back up, put my finger on the right mouse. Half the time he does not put his sword up to block again. The field battle, there's some weird things going on with it. I have tried the other strategies like Knight's Charge, and as far as I could tell, stand and fight is just like the best option no matter what. So that's what I always do. And then my biggest complaint about this version would be that the Saxon allies will just backstab you. In these 3 playthroughs, you only saw that in one version, the second one, where the light blue guy just started taking my land. And I don't know what provoked that. It seems like if they start fighting you, you're allowed to fight them. But yeah, and there's something weird there because I have moved through enemy lands, and it does, like in the other versions, do you accept safe passage through my lands, yes or no? You saw this 3rd playthrough, I tried to do that. There were no enemy army guys there, and yet instead of giving me the option to move through safely, I just took the land from him. So I feel like this version tried to improve a lot of things, but introduced a lot of weird little bugs and quirks. So I'm torn. These last playthroughs actually went much smoother than some of the other games I've tried. So I'm torn on this one. Jury's still out. But I can see people who played this back in the day, this probably was their favorite version so far because it improved everything from the Amiga version except for the graphics and the sound, obviously. So I think that's all I've got to say about this one. I probably talked for too long anyway. Thanks, everybody.